Earlier, the Special Olympics of Texas partnered with the Smith County community to get in a solid morning workout. East Texas News Weekend's Lauren Tier was there.
Terry Pogue and her son Daniel competed in today's first ever workout with the cop in Tyler. She says these events are a wonderful reminder of the strength of their community.
Just having a place for Daniel to congregate with his friends and to hang out and to know that there's other families out there that we can support and that we can learn from.
Bianca Smedley is a community response officer for the Tyler Police Department and a longtime supporter of the Special Olympics.
I usually go to their tournaments and I've gone to their Winter Special Olympic Games, so I said, why not have the Special Olympic athletes in this area, the East Texas area, have a little fun with the community members that work out here in the city of Tyler as well as city officers.
After 6 months of planning, the event came together and was hosted at APTx. Special Olympic athletes from across East Texas were invited to compete in a test of strength, endurance, and pure dedication. Athletes teamed up with one fitness professional and one officer to form groups of 3, and each person was challenged to complete 8 workout stations. Special Olympics of Texas's Wade Wilcox says events like this one are about more than just exercise.
I think my favorite part of the day is just seeing the way the community uplifts our athletes. A lot of the times they don't get invited to spaces like this, and so to see them here, not only being accepted, but to really being encouraged is just really awesome.
If you want to see a smile, just come out.
Terry says touched by the impact of the event. Lauren Tier, East Texas News Weekend.
And they're hoping to bring back the event later this year or next year when it's not as hot.